8 cold email first sentences that motivate a prospect to open your cold email and read the second sentence. Shout out to Josh Broad, one of the best sales coaches and thought leaders out there. I got these 8 first sentence tips off of one of his LinkedIn posts. I will link his LinkedIn in the description of this video. Number 1, unlike being X, Y, Cant Doozy. State an interest you noticed about the prospect related to how you could potentially help. The key word here is relates. Here's an example. Amanda, unlike being an amateur wine connoisseur, SDRs can't smell the buttery aroma of a good inbound lead. BombBomb's using our tech to enable SDRs to sniff them out, deduping and routing leads to sequences in 3.5 minutes, crispy 3.5 minutes, without sales ops. Opportunities are up 23%. No rush, but is this worth exploring? This just isn't a first sentence here. This is an entire email. This email is not personalized. It's relevant. You can blast this out to hundreds of prospects. You will get opens. You will get responses. You will book meetings off of this cold email. Interest-based call to action at the end. That will be a theme throughout this video and throughout these 8 tips. Again, unlike being X, Y, Cant Doozy. Number 2, the wizard. This is inspired by Armand Farouk. Armand is a co-founder, co-host of one of the best sales podcasts out there called 30 Minutes to President's Club. It's very similar to our YouTube channel. All actionable tips to help you become a better cold caller, a better closer, book more meetings, close more deals. Identify something about your prospect's job that requires wizard-like powers to get it done. Example. Hey Beth, from PayPal to Facebook, you must be a VLOOKUP wizard. That's the only way you can survive running a merit cycle for 50,000 employees. With Pave, you do X and Y happens. Worth a peek? This email, unlike the first one, is personalized. So Armand saw that Beth used to work at PayPal, now works at Facebook. Again, identify something about your prospect's job that requires wizard-like powers. Interest-based call to action like the first one. Number 3, are you open to X, open to a benefit, without the headache of Y? Example. Hey John, say you have 100 reps. Are you open to a different approach for calculating and running commissions for 100 plus reps without hard pasting entire Excel pages into Google Sheets, because that sounds like a huge, huge headache. Great first sentence. Are you open to X, the benefit that your product and service delivers, without the headache, the problem your product solves? Great first sentence for cold emails. Number 4, a common connection. So you want to reference a client that relates to your prospect. You really want to reference a client that relates to your prospect that hopefully the prospect might know. Maybe it's a common connection on LinkedIn. Maybe they used to work together at a different company and you saw that on LinkedIn. That makes it a bit more crispy. Example. This is an example of a full email using this strategy. Hey Greg, I stumbled across your name through our work with Lindsay Kamanu, Director of Customer Experience, on Sunday. She's recovering 41% of failed payments compared to 18% before. Have you considered done-for-you revenue recovery? And when you do this type of email, in the subject line, you want to have Lindsay Kamau. You want to have that person's name, especially if it's a reference and they know that person, you know for a fact they know them. Put that in the subject line. That's going to help get it opened as well. Number 5, increased headcount. You want to reference growth. There's 2 different ways you can reference growth in a cold email and find out growth. You could go to an account in LinkedIn or go to a website and see if they're hiring, are their jobs posted. Or you could go on LinkedIn Sales Navigator, scroll to the bottom, go to Insights, and you could see how much that company has grown in the past couple weeks, 6 months, year, 2 years. It'll give you a percentage based on growth, and it also breaks it down based on position in the company. Is it sales? Is it operations? Is it the C-suite? breaks it down that way as well. So two different ways you can reference growth. Example, Jim, I noticed you're hiring SDRs in Austin, which suggests you're looking to scale outbound sales. Referencing growth, easy way to personalize your cold emails. Number 6, what people hate about their job. This is inspired by Parker Conrad. What specific crispy thing does your prospect hate about their role? Have that as the first sentence. It will get it opened. Example, Bob, what loan officers hate about their job is the admin work of managing loans. Stuff like misposted payments, shorting a payoff, entering the incorrect date for SCRA benefits, misplacing extension benefits, etc. The more specific you could be here, the better. You really want to land the pain in that first sentence. And again, the key for the first sentence, guys, the key for this first sentence is just to get them to open the email, because most folks now see the first sentence in their email before clicking open. They'll see the subject line in the first sentence. You just want them to click open to read the rest of that email. Number 7, the validator. External validation makes people feel happy. When you validate another person's work, you're secretly saying your work matters. Example, Josh, I've been a long time admirer of your sales methods and have seen a significant boost in response rates since investing in your badass guide. I'm fascinated by how you blur the lines between selling and teaching that feels human. This email, the validator, this is a personalized email. It's not just relevant, it has to be personalized to land. Like this person mentioned here, this prospect or this salesperson bought Josh, the prospect's guide, and that was the validation. Maybe they posted something on LinkedIn that resonated with you. Use that in the first sentence, but it has to tie back to the problem you solve. If you just throw some validation in there and it's not tied too creatively, the problem you solve, that email is not going to land and it's going to sound sleazy. Number 8, the observation plus question. Something you observed plus a question that relates to helping the prospect kick more ass. Example, hi Kim, I noticed you're ramping up your SDRs, which suggests you're focused on outbound. Have you tried using a copywriter to boost cold email response rates? Raise his hand. 4,400 plus SDRs are seeing an uptick in responses. Observation, the question needs to relate to that observation and tie it to how the prospect is going to kick more butt, kick more ass, do a better job. Those are the 8 first couple sentences. You should start incorporating these tips into your cold emails. Prospects will see the subject line and the first few words. You have 2 seconds to capture the prospect's attention. You noticed none of these 8 start a cold email overly formal, also with the phrase, I hope all is well. I receive cold emails all the time. 99% of them start the same way. Dear Matt, I hope all is well. I hope you're doing well in these trying times. It's ridiculous. Don't be formal. Use these 8 tips as a framework to build out your cold emails based on your product and your service. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Check out these 2 videos right here. Other tips to write better cold emails that get opens, get replies, and most importantly, book meetings. Thanks for watching, guys. We appreciate you.